about you, but this is a very layered question. Is negotiating using sex a good thing? And why is it not a good thing? Because the obvious answer is it's shunned, it's wrong. You really shouldn't be doing it. But there's also the question of, what do you mean by using physical intimacy as a negotiating tool? Do you mean like the people who withhold? You withhold sex until you get what you want. Or the people who give it as a reward. Oh, you've been such a good, here, get some, you know? Or are you using it as a manipulation tactic where you leverage it for something else, you know? It can be that, or you leverage it for, I don't know, there you can, I see this is saying manipulating via affection. So you've seen people who will insinuate that it's gonna happen, but it never really happens. And you use it to kind of wedge your way into someone falling in love with you. There's so many tricky ways in which it can be used. But that's my question. How is it being used? Is it as a reward? Is it as punishment? Or is it just for manipulation to get what you want at the end of the day? What do you think about this whole thing of weaponizing sex?
I feel like people leverage different things every day.
Yeah.
People leverage companies, blackmail, all of these nasty things to get what they want. Well and good. That's how the world works. But when you think about sex, why should we not leverage it as a commodity, as anything else, as money? It works for some people, well and good. If that's what you decided, good for you. But in this day and age where we're very particular about things like consent, are you truly being consensual? And is it consensual from the other person if you manipulated, bamboozled, waylaid, did all of these things just to acquire what you want in exchange for sex? Was it consensual on their end?
Enthusiastic, especially.
Exactly. Because consent has to be 100%, not I did this and this and this and this and eventually they said yes. Or did I not give them something else in exchange for, having sex with them? It has to be 100% consensual. So when you think about it in those terms, then absolutely not. Leveraging sex should not be the thing you use. It may work for some people. You've even had people going as far as saying, sio sabuni, haiishi, peana, endelea kuuza yako bei ya chumvi. But there are consequences to all of these things. If I'm going to have sex for money, if I'm going to have sex to secure a bag, there are things I'm going to deal with. There are situations I'm going to find myself in. So consent, consent, consent.
There's also another aspect of, are you really hearing this question correctly? Like, is it really someone trying to manipulate you, or are they trying to communicate something with you? Because oftentimes we tend to jump gun. For instance, someone says, hey, I'm not in the mood right now. And you immediately go to, you're withholding, you're manipulating me, what do you want? But are they really, truly not in the mood at that time? Is there something else that's going on in their life that's caused their shift in energy and focus? Are you really being manipulated, or are they really communicating that they are not in the mood, or that they're not feeling seen or loved enough for them to want to participate enthusiastically? So this is also a question to bring in as we are weighing in on matters of consent, as we are weighing in on matters of leveraging, very important to think about that.
And honestly, the takeaway is sex should not be a form of currency.
It's not.
It is used, but sex is sacred. Sex is something beautiful. It's supposed to be enjoyed. There are, consequences of sex, like having children. Like, you should have some sacredness when it comes to, having sex. You demanding someone's desire and you being entitled to someone's desire makes absolutely no sense, because it has to be freely given. It has to be so consensual. Like, it has to be fiery passion. Anything else in between we were better off not having said sex, you know.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to bargain, even in relationships, instead of you dangling sex to get something, you do it one too many times and your partner is like, oh, so that's it, and they become very resentful of you. Even when you're having sex, when you're done, they're like, okay, so what do you want, you know? Or after sex, immediately you're like, oh, can we now have the conversation about the car I wanted? They feel exploited, they feel used. So instead of thinking of it as a currency, think of it as something you enjoy, something you only have with people you love, respect, appreciate, you know, for you.
But there's also that element of like gender dynamics and culture as well. Because like the way you said it, you said women tend to give sex, you know, like, and men get it. That statement in itself is very loaded. It's a very loaded question. Like, why do women have to be the ones who are always giving? And why is it that it's made to look like men get it as it's like this award that you get from when a woman gives you this title of whatever it is that they're giving you the title? Like, are we unconsciously trying to play the power dynamics and the roles of it? Because for a long time, women had nothing else to offer but sex and intimacy and children, right? But it's shifting now. We have a lot more women saying, hey, I don't want to have children. Or a lot more women saying, I actually think I'm asexual. Maybe I just don't like this as much. Other women saying, freedom. I want to have as much sex with as many people for as long as I can. There's so many purviews right now. Like, there's so many perspectives right now that it's impossible to really play the cultural definition of it. But I think there's also just that element of you lose your virginity. There are ways and things we say and how we phrase them that tends to give a lot more power to a statement or to a thing than it really does have, or makes it this precious flower. You know, there's like, oh, it's your flower. You can't just give it to everyone. Oh, once it's open, it can be trampled. Or all these funny things and ways in which we define sex and intimacy and virginity. People bidding for people's virginities online. It's like, we have this dystopian, distorted way of looking at sex, and it is a problem. I even heard some guy saying on a podcast, because men in Red Pill, I don't know, you people need help and prayers. Wow. He said, if the female orgasm was something that could be achieved, why did God make it so hard to achieve? Like, why was it not prioritized more? Why was orgasm not a thing that the universe or nature decided to put at the forefront? Why do they have to work so hard to get a woman to orgasm? And I'm just like, wow. There's such a weird way people look at sex and women and the value of women that a bigger conversation needs to be had. Mia.
Yeah, just be very discerning about sex in general. Be discerning about what feels right to you. If it feels right, it feels good, you know, it's working out for you, it's in your favor, well and good. But the minute you smell any type of exploit, you have and you should have the choice to say no. You should be able to say, you know what, actually, yeah, this is not working out for me. Even at work, we've seen this in like corporate spaces where people are going to leverage promotions against what can you do for me. Trust me, that's not how it's supposed to go. It may have worked out for other people, but you then become a slave to this person.
Yeah.
They can get it any time. And even when you get a promotion from such, you never feel worthy of it. You know how after you get a job or you get a gig you've been working towards so hard, it feels so fulfilling to finally get it. And I'm not trying to shame you if you've done it, but all I'm saying is it is easier to get somewhere by your own merit. But once you associate your success with certain things, you're always going to feel that way. You're always going to feel like, maybe I am not worthy of X title because I did not get it by my merit. You know, I got it by doing X, Y, Z. I'm not trying to shame y'all, but don't use sex as a currency. Just do what feels right for you.
Yeah, like does it even feel like intimacy if it's transactional? These are questions you need to start asking yourself. Like, if all I do is like, if you have sex with me, I will give you this. That transactionality of it all, how does it play in long-term relationships as well? If this is all that you know, and this is all that you have learned, and this is the way you manage your sexual life and your physical intimacy, it becomes difficult to unlearn it. But let's also not forget that it is quite important for you to be autonomous with what you want to do. Some people even get off of it. You've seen people dominatrix and all of this. Like, financial domination is a thing because some people just have a weird transactional element in their kink for physical intimacy. There's so many aspects and facets of this conversation that need to be had still, that we can't break it all down in one day or in one conversation. So I want you to catch us on our social media and let us know, have you actually used sex as a transaction? Like, have you at any point had this transactionality of it all? And another question which I really, really wanted to find out as well was, do you think men and women use intimacy differently? Because it's very gendered as well. Do you think that there's a difference between how men and women use sex, right? Because a man can use it for control, but a woman can also use it for control, but in different ways, right? And are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the transactionality of it all? Just let us know where your thoughts and where your head is at with regard to this conversation of transactionality and negotiating tools, and how men and women use it differently, on our social media handles at Kathomi,
At Turife.
or on the number right here.
Yeah,
The number
that was
right
our
here.
show for today. We hope you loved it. We hope you are entertained. We'll see you tomorrow.